This video covers the steps to create a Reverse FMEA, or RFMEA, in QA Assistant Studio Max. A Reverse FMEA is a defined method by which a Process FMEA is reviewed for accuracy and completeness. You likely already do most of the activities in a Reverse FMEA. The Reverse FMEA is just an opportunity to formally document your observations and actions. To begin, we start by opening a draft editable version of the Process FMEA that will be the subject of our RFMEA review. Next, we click the RFMEA Evidence button from the sidebar menu. When prompted, we select OK to begin automatically capturing RFMEA activities. Now any changes we make to our FMEA content will be recorded as part of our RFMEA review. So if you have identified changes previously, be sure to include them before starting the RFMEA review. The first thing we'll want to do is define the scope of the review. We define the audit date, production line, and other fields to define the location and duration of our review. Next, we click the Observation Worksheet tab. This is where we document our findings of the review. If you have QA Assistant Studio Max with you during the audit, for example on a laptop or tablet, you may enter your observations directly into the form. Otherwise, you may compile your team's observations after the audit and document your findings collectively. For this example, let's say while observing Step 1, we discovered some parts had rough edges. We document that in the Observations column. We then enter the amount of time we observed the process. In this case, let's say it was the final 10 minutes at the end of a production run. In the Repetitions fields, we document the number of parts that had those rough edges. For the first few minutes, the parts were smooth. But towards the end of the run, we observed several parts with rough edges. We'll document those here. QA Assistant Studio Max automatically calculates the total for us. In this example, I entered the number of occurrences. However, letters may be entered as a descriptor or indicator of the type of failure or perhaps the severity of the issue. Each letter is counted as one instance in the total count. We repeat the process for each observation being documented. Once the audit is complete and our observations have been documented, it's time to update our FMEA with our findings. Double-click the process step to locate the corresponding row in the document. Now, update the document based on the findings. Here, we'll add a new failure mode for rough edges. The effect is customer discomfort when holding or using our product. We'll give it a severity rank of 3. Upon closer look at our observation data, most of defects occurred at the end of our run and the cause was determined to be worn sandpaper. We compare the number of defects with the total run and determine our occurrence value. We've determined a potential preventive action could be to replace the sandpaper more frequently during a run. And we'll use a visual inspection on each part to confirm the part meets our specifications. We'll give it a decent detection value. But this will be something we'll want to review again to confirm our prevention method is effective. We could make note of that in the optimization section of this row as needed. Again, we'd repeat the analysis for each of our audit observations. Your internal and external auditors and customers will likely be looking for the results of the audit and the changes being implemented. That's done simply by clicking the RFMEA Evidence button and selecting the RFMEA Results tab. Here we see a list of only the affected process steps, observations, and a red line difference of the changes made as a result of our RFMEA activities, including an indicator to note whether the risk had been identified previously in the FMEA. The last step would be to finalize this RFMEA, locking in our audit results and subsequent changes. After finalizing, when a new version of this document is created, the new version will once again be a Process FMEA which we may update normally or convert to a new RFMEA. If you unintentionally start an RFMEA and wish to revert back to a normal Process FMEA, click the Document Properties button. Scroll to the option for capturing Reverse FMEA activities and switch that to off. It will prompt you to confirm your choice. Selecting OK will permanently delete all information in the RFMEA Scope and Observations worksheet. Once deleted, the RFMEA information cannot be recovered. However, the document history will retain the information captured and any content changes to the document body will also be left intact. Finally, RFMEA scope, observations worksheet, and RFMEA results may be exported to PDF by selecting File, Export, Download from the main menu. Then select the Content tab and choose the type of information to include in the download.